Do you know there is a very strange law which exists in our world, and if we try to understand this, we'll achieve higher things in our life. So let us get started and understand what exactly this is. And this is the same law which was highlighted by a person called Myron Golden. I have already mentioned about this personality in my previous video. He's an amazing personality. He has given a lot of motivational talks. And this law is called the law of advancement. So what does this law basically mean is, okay, anything which goes down comes up. Okay, let us take an example of a seed. Okay, unless you sow a seed deep inside the ground, you will never see a tree coming up. Okay, so the foundation, for something to come up was for the seed to go deep inside the ground. Okay, let us understand by another example. Okay, take an young hatchling which has come out of the egg. What does the mother do initially? Okay, it will take the little bird to a very high altitude, and it will drop the bird. Okay, now once it goes down and down and down, there will be a fear inside of it, like, if I crash the ground, I may die. So what it will try to do is, it will try to rise up, it will try to flap its wings, try to understand, okay, how do I flap. Initially it may be difficult for the bird to understand how to flap, but later on, after few days, it will try to develop this skill, and eventually it will know how to fly. Once it knows how to fly, he'll have a different feeling altogether. So this is what this is. And when it comes to investment, a lot of people back off. They say, I cannot invest even a single penny or even a single cent, because I don't want to take the risk, or blah blah blah, whatever reasons they come up with. See, unless you see your bank balance going low, you'll never see it coming up. So that is what the person highlighted. Unless you spend out from your own pocket, you try to understand. Okay, unless you take this a big step, a risk, a calculated risk, not a unknown risk, a calculated risk, you will never come up in your life. So your bank balance has to go low to come up. And see, on similar lines, as I was reading the Rich Dad Poor Dad, so I could relate so many things from this law. So in there, what I read is, most of the middle class people, the reason why they don't come up in their life is, the number one factor is fear. The fear that, okay, if I try to invest, there'll be a huge risk, I don't want to take this risk. And that is why the rich people always come up. They always try to manage their risk, manage their fears. Okay, you may have to take up a risk, but you should be able to manage it. That is why the rich people are more advanced than the poor or the middle class people. And see, there was one more saying what I read today, and it was like, failure failure inspires winners. Okay, failure inspires winners, and failure defeats losers. So there's always a learning lesson for everyone, and that is why the rich people always have one, they're one step ahead from the poor people, because the rich people always try to take a risk. They always try to try to fail at least in their life, because then they don't do it it's not because of a necessity. It just happens, because we all know failure is part of our life. We will fail in some part of our life, but we should be able to come up with that failure should be a learning lesson. It should not be a roadblock to your success. So that's why what the factor what rich people have is, they always try to manage with their failures, they learn through their failures. And losers, what they do is, they never learn from their failures. And one more thing what I learned today is, try to develop a skill. Okay, something, a skill which lot many people have missed out. There are skills what most of the people will not look into, and that's what the rich people do. What they do is, they'll try to learn that skill, the skill which has been missed by lot many people. Okay, you have to understand what is the skill which has been missed by lot many people, and I can utilize that skill and come up in my life. Okay, so that was it for today. So I just wanted to relate the law of advancement with whatever I read today, and it had so much of correlation with whatever I am going through my life also. So that's it for today. Thank you. Bye.